this isn't talked about a lot with guys. When I was talking to
Right.
my wife about it, she was saying, "Oh yeah, that's real big with women, but with men, we don't really talk about it. We all deal with it, but we just don't talk about it." And we have a saying, "You fake it until you make it," kind of thing. When I get the feeling of uncomfortable, I don't belong here. I know that I'm getting somewhere special. I'm getting out of
Mm.
my comfort zone, and that's where the good stuff is. That's where you grow. That's where you learn. And so your body and mind are telling you to go, but my ego tells me to go back.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Imposter Talks. We are doing things a little bit differently today. Right off the bat, you're probably going to see that it's just myself, Allison Macklick. My co host, Hannah Bloking, she is actually under the weather with her little one. And so it's just me solo today, but I'm really excited. So, some of the feedback we've been getting is, hi, I don't work in corporate America, right? We talk to a lot of people. We have talked to veterans and different things like that, which have always been amazing, brilliant conversations. And we want to do more of that. So we have a very exciting guest today, someone that I've known for almost my entire life. And I will be introducing you to him in just a second. Typically, at the beginning of episodes, we have some banter back and forth about our own experiences with imposter syndrome. Since Hannah's not here, I will just share that today I posted on LinkedIn that I'm leaving my tech job of 5 years at a very big company and announcing where I'm going next. And I will tell you, there are all the feels around it. My phone has been blowing up all day. What are you doing? It's a bigger title, it's a bigger team. What does this mean? And I'll tell you, feeling some of that a little bit imposter creep in. However, we've now done 30 of these episodes, and I'm going back to the basics of talking about it, recognizing it, remembering that, hey, I know what I'm doing and I have done XYZ and I can do this. So I know we talk about this a lot. It's not something you're just healed from and cured from magically. It is a journey, right? So, on that note, I think that today's Imposter Talk episode could not have come at a better time because we're bringing you someone who is not in corporate America, who just said, no, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Sam the Magic Man. Just a fun fact, Sam and I have been friends since we were probably 4 or 5. We've grown up together. And my son Noah recently had a big interest in magic, and we took him to see Sam blew both kid blinds. And that's how this started today. Sam, welcome. Welcome to
Hello.
Hello. Have you ever done a podcast before?
I've done one podcast. Yeah, it was at a small town and it was in studio. It was pretty fun. So this is it's a different audience too. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay. A lot of our folks are corporate or ex corporate or people really just trying to figure out how to work with their imposter syndrome, let it work for them. But before we dive into that, tell us who you are. Let everyone know your journey. How did you get to be this fabulous Sam the Magic Man? Tell us all about it.
I'm Sam Sawyers. I've been doing magic for 27 years. I started when I was 10. Like your son, everyone goes through a phase, but I just never grew out of it. And it just stayed with me through the course of my whole life so far. And it's been a wild ride and did it through college to make some money. And then I started making more money doing magic than I did with my other jobs and stuff. And so I finally took the plunge and did it full time. And now I am a full time magician. I have a wife and 2 children. My kids are 3 and 5. I've been married for 8 years. 8 years. And it's crazy. My wife, she's very proud of me, very supportive of it. It's weird when we have to introduce myself. I'm a magician. And they're like, so what do you really do? Uh, but no, I do kids parties. I do a lot of corporate parties. I do a lot of motivational corporate events and I incorporate magic with it. And it's really fun. Everyone loves magic and it just makes them feel like a kid again. And so it's fun to see adults light up and bring back a little bit of their childhood with it. Yeah, and I'm in the Dallas area, and there's not a lot of magicians here, so the market's pretty good. They're all in Vegas and California, and so it's good fertile land over here.
Nice. Yeah. I've seen you perform since we were kids, right? I remember if you could be quiet during church, they would let you have time. Kind of like Jim Carrey. Remember how he would do that?
I know Jim Carrey was a big inspiration. It's yeah, I remember. It's
But just to watch you own, so we went to Texas, the Roadhouse, and to see you own the room, every table over and over again, it was so inspiring. And so it made me think, have you ever felt imposter syndrome? Or maybe it's something different that you call it. Or have you ever felt like, what am I doing? Or have you always just been this confident?
right. I did not know anything about imposter syndrome until you invited me on here. So I got to do a little bit of research and absolutely, it really blew my mind. And I was talking with my wife about it too. And being a magician, I make a living off doing something nobody needs. Nobody needs a magician. And so I'll go, my restaurant is called Texas. It's in Richardson and it is a fine dining restaurant. It's a lot of corporate people there, a lot of important meetings and private rooms and stuff. The last thing somebody expects is a magician. And so there are days and times where I'm like, I do not belong here. Right. I have a style, I have my methods, and I push through that uncomfortable feeling. And once I start going, it's, oh, yeah, I do belong. This is fine. This is fine. And so I deal with it on a daily basis. I go to people's homes that I've never met, and I'm supposed to entertain them. And I'll get overwhelmed sometimes of just, I can't believe I'm doing this. And pushing through that, it gets easier and easier, but it is most certainly still there. And sometimes you have a bad show. Sometimes it just didn't hit as hard as it usually does. And I carry that after and it really haunts me but to push that down and to push forward, it does take a lot of strength and a lot of getting used to.
Yeah. So talk to me about that. Okay. So how do you push through? Like you said, you might have a bad show, or maybe a trick doesn't go the way you expect it. Do you recover with humor? Do you recover with more at bats? What's kind of your thing for, I guess, battling your own version of imposter syndrome?
One thing that I do, this isn't talked about a lot with guys. When I was talking to
Okay.
my wife about it, she was saying, oh, yeah, that's real big with women. But with men, we don't really talk about it. We all deal with it, but we just don't talk about it. And, we have a saying, you fake it until you make it kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so just pushing through that, I don't know, the strength of just ignoring it and just know I'm supposed to do this. I look at my kids and how my kids do not have imposter syndrome. If they go through something, they're not embarrassed, and how they just attack something that's new to them. It's very inspiring. And so I look at that. When I get the feeling of uncomfortable, I don't belong here, I know that I'm getting somewhere special. I'm getting out of
Mm.
my comfort zone, and that's where the good stuff is. That's where you grow. That's where you learn. And so your body and mind are telling you to go back. My ego tells me to go back and go to safe shelter. But if you push yourself, being uncomfortable is good. And so when I feel the imposter syndrome sinking in, I know, oh, something's good. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm developing. And so you just have to push through it and know that there is good coming on the other side.
I like that. I really like what you said about the ego. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to just circle back to talking about, a lot of women talk about this, right?
Mhm.
And I think that what we've learned, Hannah and I have now done, we will be our 31st episode, right? And we've done these Fight Your Imposter workshops. And at the beginning, we would only do them for women and
Mhm.
ERG groups focused on women. But we learned pretty early on that men do experience this, but
Right.
it's different. It's more words like fake it till you make it or focused on the ego, different things,
Mhm.
because I think it's easier to talk about versus
Yep.
I feel scared. I feel like I don't belong. And let me do some words that feel familiar. So thank you for being vulnerable and talking about that, because it is important for people to realize everyone experiences this in their own world. It is not some, I don't believe in that. It's, oh, no, it just might come out differently for you. So thank you for sharing that. I do think it's important. I actually had a question for you.
Yep.
As you've been going, you have a supportive wife. We talk about how your support system is very important to help fighting imposter syndrome. Has there ever been a time where you're like, okay, I gotta go get some boring desk job. I can't do this. Or have you always just been so laser focused?
When COVID hit,
Ah, yes.
entertainment was the first to go. And
Okay.
so I had to adapt and overcome. I went to go, yeah. So I had to go get a real job and I worked for Amazon. I was a delivery driver for that. And that was a very different experience. And dealing with that, yeah, I was like, I do not belong here. This is crazy. And my daughter was 2 at the time and my wife was pregnant. And so you, as a man, you can push through a lot during that time. But I've had the desk job before, and usually it takes me about 3 years to get pretty bored of a job. It took me 3 months, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And so I'll take the hit. Just being a magician, it's very interesting of just how people are approached by me and how to develop the relationship for them to start to like me to where I am an imposter in their life. I go to their table and who is this guy? I'm eating. What are we doing? And then to automatically get them to like me.
And trust you.
And trust me.
Yeah.
It really is ego. Ego tells you to don't do this. You're going to fail and look stupid. But I look at my kids again, like I looked at when they first started to color. When a kid colors, they just go all nuts.
Hmm.
And then I color in the lines and I show, look what I did. They don't go, oh man, I'm never going to color like that. They go right back to what they're doing
Yeah.
and they don't care, you
Yeah.
know? And so it's just very inspiring to just focus on yourself. And when you feel that, when I feel the imposter coming in to just push through, to just
Yeah.
push.
I wish Hannah was here because I have a 3 and 5-year-old. She has a 3 and 5-year-old. Like there would
Oh,
have been a lot. I know that would have been fun. All the
that'd be
kids stuff.
fun.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's
Well,
they're fun ages.
I know.
They keep you on your toes.
I know. But they're also good mirrors of, hey, nothing has to be perfect. It's okay. Like, I
Mhm.
know. Well, now that we have our first magician on the show, I think we should pivot to the magic. Talk to us about your process. Like when you're learning a new trick, like how long does it take? What do you do? What's like, how do you get to a point where you feel comfortable in front of someone doing the thing? Talk
Yeah.
to us about that.
It is very difficult to practice new stuff because the best way to practice it is perform it. I can practice in the mirror for hours, but it means nothing if it's in front of an audience and there's loud music, there's drinks on the tables. It's just so tricks have to go through a long process to where it's okay, this is workable. It takes a lot. I kinda stick to the same tricks just because it works the best, and especially with kids too. Kids can with a magician, they think it is real magic,
Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
they're looking for any type of weakness, or anything, and so it has to be completely foolproof. It takes a while. It's a long process. It's a lot of practice, a lot of failure, but through failure is success and more failure, you're getting closer to the good stuff. Yeah, I don't like to do new stuff. I don't. I like to just stick with it, but doing 27 years of magic, I've learned a good amount but yeah, I kind of stick with the same.
You know how like sometimes corporate events, they're like, let's try improv together or let's do karaoke. I wonder if a good team building thing to get you out of that funk or like that ego is like we're all gonna learn a magic trick together or something. I think that
Yeah,
could be really powerful.
a magic trick can be like a song. It has a beginning, middle, and an end. And so you can incorporate stuff in between, but it ends this way. And so I can do a trick for an adult and have a theme or a message. And then I have the trick at the end. And then I can do the same trick for kids and I incorporate dinosaurs or
Mhm.
unicorns and then same thing at the end. And that's just experience that you go through with it. But oh yeah, I'd love to be challenged in the way of, okay, this is our theme. We're going to talk about imposter syndrome or motivation, stuff like that, team building exercises. Okay, I have some tricks for that. Incorporate it. And it's a trick that I do for kids.
Yeah.
But It doesn't seem like that, but being a pro and everything.
Okay, we're getting to the end of our time here. Do you think there is something that will come through well on a screen, and then you can also tell the people listening what they're seeing?
Yeah, no,
You up
if
for it?
you're listening, good luck. Gonna get
Okay.
to experience it. But if you're watching it, yeah,
Okay.
I'll do my best. Sleeves are up. Sleeves
Okay.
are up. Nothing in the hands, but this one's fun for the kids. Give it a snap and you get one of these little guys right here. It's
Okay.
cute for the kids, don't worry. The next one actually has a little bit of a little spark that's oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I'm a licensed magician. Everything's under control. All
okay. For
right.
everyone listening, Sam's wallet just literally caught on fire.
I did. They hate that trick at the airport. All right. So we haven't rehearsed this. You don't know about this. They're going to have to take it for your word. Allison, I want you to think of a card, a playing card. Usually people pick the ace of spades. So make it a real random card
Okay.
and think about it.
Okay.
And when you're ready, say that card out loud.
A 6 of clubs.
Six of clubs. Okay. We're not playing. Nothing in the hands. Before
Nope.
I came here, I put your card in my pocket.
No way.
I'll prove. Come on. Take my hand. I'm going to slowly reach in my pocket and I'm going to take out your card.
Oh, it literally says your card.
It is the six of clubs.
No! But there's a 6 of clubs on the back. Are you kidding me?
There is a six of clubs on the back. It's your card, right?
What? Okay.
Thanks.
Wow. Okay. If you're watching, be amazed with me. If you're listening, that was insane. And no, we did not talk about that. We didn't even talk about doing a magic show today or even tricks. Wow. Okay. This is amazing. Hannah's going to be very sad that she missed this. Sam, this was incredible. Thank you for your vulnerability and walking us through your process. If you're in Dallas, please go visit Sam at Texas. We'll put that in the link in the show notes. Sam, what nights are you there so everyone can find you?
I am there Tuesday through Saturday, 6:30 to 8:30. It's a great place, good steaks, fantastic bar, good family restaurant too. It's
Yeah.
a really good spot. And I've been there for 12 years and
Gosh.
it's family owned. And so good spot.
Incredible. We'll post that link. We'll do it to your Instagram. I know that
Thank-
you are building that. You might feel like an imposter in the Instagram world, brand new.
Yeah.
We'll post to your website. This has been such a treat. And I hope that anyone listening can understand that imposter syndrome is universal. It does not matter what you do, where your passions lie, you're going to feel it. And you're going to have to find ways to push through, like you said. I loved what you said too about the magic literally happens when you're feeling that uncomfy feeling. You just got to keep pushing through. So thank you so much. This was such a treat. Hopefully we'll have you back in the future.
Thank you so much. I'm very proud of you, Allison. Good luck with the new job and everything. I know that's a big leap, especially all going in today with it. So good luck. Very proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.